ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। We are continuing reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13 in chapter 1, text 20 and 23. अथ व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः प्रवृत्ते शास्त्रसम्पाते धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवाः। ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम् इदमाह महीपते। अर्जुन उवाच। I started some other meeting. Nikhil Prabhu, this is the right ID, right?
Yes, Prabhu, this is the right ID.
Okay. I thought I may be wrong. Thank you. So we are continuing reading from Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna Uvacha. Senayoravyoर्मध्ये रथं स्थापयमेप्युता यावदेता निरीक्षेऽहं योद्धदुःखामनवस्थितां कैर्मया सह योद्धाव्यं स्मिन्नरण समुद्यमे योत्स्यमानानवेक्षेऽहं ययेतेऽत्र समागताः धार्तराष्ट्रस्य दुर्बुद्धेर्युद्धे प्रियचिकीर्षवः। Okay. Now, translation 20. At the time Arjuna, the son of Pandu, seated in the chariot, wearing the flag marked Hanuman, took up his bow and prepared to shoot his arrows because already conches are blown. O king, after looking at the Dhritarashtra, sons of Dhritarashtra drawn in a military array, Arjuna then spoke to Lord Krishna these words. Arjuna said, "O infallible one, please draw my chariot between the two armies so that I may see those who present here, who desire to fight and with whom I must contend in this great trial of arms." 23. Let me see those who have come here to fight, wishing to please the evil-minded, the son of Dhritarashtra. So he wanted to see. If you remember, Dronacharya was also saying the same thing. Duryodhana was also saying the same thing to Dronacharya. What he is saying? A lot of purports are given here in this connection. What is saying? Pashyaitam Panduputranam Yesham Pashyaitam Pandu. See. See. He is also on the external sense of seeing, because we don't go in spiritual path by seeing. We go by hearing. But instead of hearing anyone, not even taking the advice of anyone, Duryodhana saw. And he's saying, Pashyaitam Panduputranam. See the Panduputras. That's what he said. So he's in a delusion. Now Arjuna is also saying, I'm going to see. Going to see, because he said, I want to see who has come. So when we go by this seeing, which is external sense, And when you go by this seeing, then what will happen? We fall into a trap, because seeing is not actual way of taking knowledge. So he's supposed to hear, but Arjuna said, I want to see. So Krishna says, that's why Prahasan Niva Bharata. Now Krishna is going to smile. See, Arjuna, see, wanted to see, right? See. So he's going to say, because when he sees, he's going to cry. He's going to cry. Why? When he sees with his material vision, he's going to see them as his own family members. So then he will cry. That's why, being a guide to Arjun, Krishna is going to smile. Anyway, we continue. Translation. Prepare to fight in Hanuman's insignia and flag. Okay, read. One of you read, please. Nikhil, read. Translation.
Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur translation. O King, then as the armies prepared to fight, Arjuna with Hanuman's insignia on his flag, seeing the sons of the Dhritarashtra standing there, taking his bow in hand, spoke to Rishikesha, O Achyuta, please station my chariot between the two armies, so I can view at the commencement of the war those situated with the desire to fight, and those with whom I should fight. I see that those who have gathered here, desiring on fighting. Baldev Vidyabhushan translation. O King, then Baldev Vidyabhushan translation. O King, then as the armies prepared to fight, Arjuna with Hanuman insignia on his flag.
Almost same. Everything is same. Almost. Go ahead.
Seeing the sons of Dhritarashtra standing there, taking his bow in hand, spoke. Yes, bro.
Connection. Nikhil, bro, there is problem with the connection. Swami, bro, please read this.
Yes, bro.
Purport. The battle was just about to begin. It is understood from the above statement that the sons of Dhritarashtra were more or less disheartened by the unexpected arrangement of military force by the Pandavas, who were guided by the direct instruction of Lord Krishna on the battlefield. The emblem of Hanuman on the flag of Arjuna is another sign of victory, because Hanuman cooperated with Lord Ram in the battle between Rama and Ravana, and Lord Rama emerged victorious. Now, both Rama and Hanuman were present on the chariot of Arjuna to help him. Lord Krishna is Rama himself, and wherever Lord Rama is eternal servitor Hanuman and his eternal consort Sita, the goddess of fortune, are present. Therefore, Arjuna had no cause to fear any enemies whatsoever. And above all, the Lord of the senses, Lord Krishna, was personally present to give him direction. Thus, all good control was available to Arjuna in the matter of executing the battle. In such auspicious conditions, arranged by the Lord for his eternal devotee, lie the signs of assured victory.
Now, assured victory already said. Hanuman is there on the flag. Lord Ram himself in the form of Krishna was there. And the goddess of fortune also lives there with the Lord. And so all the good counsel is also available to Arjuna. But what he's saying? You want to see. Everything is available. You want to see. When he gets into seeing business, then we are going to be disarrayed. Okay. Loknath bro, can you read this purport? Loknath bro? Okay. I'll read. Although Lord Krishna is the supreme person of God, out of causeless mercy, he was engaged in the service of the friend. He never fails in his affection for his devotees, and thus is addressed herein as infallible. As charioteer, he had to carry out the orders of Arjuna, since he did not hesitate to do so, he is addressed as infallible. Although he had accepted the position of charioteer for his devotee, his supreme position was not challenged. In all circumstances, the supreme person of God, Rishikesha, the Lord of total senses. The relationship between the Lord and his servitor is very sweet and transcendental. The servitor is always ready to render service to the Lord. And similarly, the Lord is always seeking an opportunity to render some service to the devotee. He takes greater pleasure in his pure devotees, assuming the advantageous position of ordering him than it does him being giver of orders. Since his master, everyone is under his orders and no one is above him to order him. But when he finds him as pure devotees ordering him, he obtains transcendental pleasure, although he is infallible master in all the circumstances. Yeah, so he's taking the position of, it's a loving reciprocation, and Krishna wants to serve Arjuna, who is a pure devotee. As a pure devotee of the Lord, Arjuna had no desire to fight with his cousins and brothers, but he was forced to come onto the battlefield by the obstinacy of Duryodhana, who was never agreeable to any peaceful negotiation. Therefore, he was anxious to see who the leading persons present on the battlefield were. Although there was no question of peacemaking endeavor on the battlefield, he wanted to see them again. What he wanted to do? He wanted to see them again and to see how much they were bent upon demanding the unwanted war. So this is what he wanted to see in 21, 22. 22 it is. Okay. 23rd purport. It was an open secret that Duryodhana wanted to usurp the kingdom of the Pandavas by evil plans in collaboration with his father, Dhritarashtra. Therefore, all persons who had joined the side of Duryodhana must have been birds of the same feather. Arjuna wanted to see them on the battlefield before the fight was begun, just to learn who they were. But he had no intention of proposing peace negotiations with them. It was also a fact that he wanted to see them to make an estimate of the strength which he had to face, although he was quite confident of the victory because Krishna was sitting on his side. So he was confident. He was also confident now, but he has not yet seen. No, that's why he is confident. Now he's going to see. Okay. Now, Baldev, we put to 20 to 23 together. Can you come here?
Mahipate means, O Dhritarashtra. Arjuna then spoke. O Achyuta, you do not deviate from your innate nature, from your affection for your devotee, or from words of your devotee. He then speaks of the purpose of doing so. Place the chariot so that I can see who are situated firmly, not trembling in fear, avastitan, who are desirous of fighting, yodhu kaman, with no desire for compromise. But you are a fighter, not a spectator. What will be accomplished by viewing this? I wish to see at the beginning of the battle those friends and relatives in whose company I will fight, and those friends and relatives against whom I will fight. For that purpose, place my chariot between the two armies. Out of friendship, they will make peace. No, there will be no conciliation between the two sides. I believe, Avekshe, that they are intent on fighting. Yotsyamana. They are intent on fighting, desiring to please the son of Dhritarashtra, who is unintelligent, Durbuddhe, ignorant of means for his own survival, ignorant that he is going to die, even in face of this war, which does not sober his intelligence. Therefore, my viewing the rival party in war has been justified.
So there is a conversation, wonderful conversation that is being spoken here. We can actually relish actually in the conversation. So Krishna is telling them, no, don't see, they are all Yodhu Kaman, they wanted to please Duryodhana, Durbidde, and everything he's saying, Krishna is saying, and Krishna also saying first, hey, come on, you are not a spectator. What will you accomplish by, just viewing that? Krishna is not wanting him to see. That's why he's going to Prahasanniva. He's going to smile at what is going to happen, he's going to witness. So out of friendship, they may make peace, Arjuna, being soft-hearted person, he's thinking that they may make peace in the future. And if we go and see them, they may see me and their loving affections and everything may come up, emotions come up, and they may actually become, make a peace with me. No. They are Yotsa Kaman, Duryodhana's Durbuddhe, Dhritarashtra Durbuddhe means Dhartarashtra Durbuddhe. So the son of Dhritarashtra's Durbuddhe, they are all come together. So the ignorant, ignorant means his own survival, means for their own survival, is going to die. So they are not knowing that Duryodhana is going to die. That's why they are siding on the side of Duryodhana. So this is a good, nice conversation that happening, between the exchanges. So between the two verses, what is happening, that Acharyas actually reveal that. So Krishna is not wanting Arjuna to see, because Krishna knows. Krishna personally went as peace messenger for sons of Dhritarashtra, Duryodhana and party. But no, they never accepted. He knows how much they are bent upon the war. Still, Arjuna is having some, now Arjuna never met after 13 years, Arjuna is going to meet now only. He never met even during a peace message also. Arjuna, he may see him, they may see me, and they also may have their affection coming out, they may make the peace. The hope against hope, actually Arjuna is feeling that. So the exchanges are being spoken between Lord and his devotee. Okay. So now Sanjay is speaking. Ekamukto Rishikesho Gudakeshena Bharata Senayoravyor Madhye Stapayitva Rasottamam Bhishma Drona Pramukataha Sarvesham Cham Mahikshitam Uvacha Partha Pashaitan Pashaitan Uvacha Partha Pashaitan. When he saw, then Uvacha Partha Uvacha. No, the Arjuna is speaking. Samaveta Kuruniti. So he's going to speak something after seeing. So I'll read translations. Sanjay said, what is in the Bharata? Having thus been addressed by Arjuna, Lord Krishna drew up the fine chariot in the midst of the armies of the both parties. In the presence of Bhishma, Drona, and all others chieftains of the world, the Lord said, just behold. You wanted to see, right? So, Pashya, he's saying, just behold, Partha, all the Kurus assembled here. Translations. When Arjuna spoke thus, Rishikesha sanctioning the best of chariot between two armies in front of Bhishma, Drona, and all the other princes spoke, see, these Kurus gathered here. And Arjuna, Gudakesha spoke to him, thus Rishikesh, stationing the best of chariot between the two armies in front of Bhishma, Drona. So he took actually exactly in front of Bhishma and Drona because his love and emotion, everything is going to come there only. The grandfather and his own loving teacher and all. And the princess spoke, see the Kurus gather here. Okay. Purport. Swami Prabhu, can you please read out?
Purport. In this verse, Arjuna is referred to as a Gudakesha.
Gudakesha.
Gudakesha. Gudaka means sleep, and one who conquers sleep is called Gudakesha. Sleep also means ignorance. So Arjuna conquered both sleep and ignorance because of his friendship with Krishna. As a great devotee of Krishna, he could not forget Krishna even for a moment, because that is the nature of a devotee. Either in walk or in sleep, a devotee of the Lord can never.
Either in waking or in sleep.
Either in waking or in sleep, a devotee of Lord can never be free from thinking of Krishna's name, form, qualities, and pastimes. Thus, a devotee of Krishna can conquer both sleep and ignorance simply by thinking of Krishna constantly. This is called Krishna consciousness or samadhi. As Rishikesha, or the director of senses and mind of every living entity, Krishna could understand Arjuna's purpose in placing the chariot in the midst of the armies. Thus, he did so and spoke as follows.
Then he spoke, Pashaita. Then he spoke, okay, see, Arjuna wanted to see, right? To see. So now you see, it is a very important lesson for us. A devotee of Krishna can never conquer both sleep and ignorance simply by thinking of Krishna constantly. So this is what we need we need to enter to, come to. What is the stage of thinking of Krishna constantly? Whatever we are doing, we should constantly think of Krishna. If we are not able to think of Krishna, then we are not becoming proper devotee. So we are simply busy in many worldly things. So it doesn't matter what activities we are doing externally. but are we thinking of Krishna internally? That is what is matter. I mean, Raghunath Goswami, when he was ordered by, when he was he requested Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I want to come and join you. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed him, externally you render duties, and internally you always think of me as a paramour. He gives the example. So it doesn't matter external activities what we are doing, some because of the circumstances externally, but internally are we thinking of Krishna? So we have not risen there, because then we have not become proper devotees. You have to chant the names of Krishna nicely. You have to hear nicely. You have to read nicely. So these activities will give us the remembrance of Krishna. So then we can come out of Maya and we can always think of Krishna. So otherwise we will be stooped into Maya by the modes of mental nature, and we'll never be able to think of Krishna. Then we're not a devotee of Krishna. We are changing the colors of our dress. Yeah, 25. We need to read.
As the super soul of all living entities, Lord Krishna could understand what was going on in the mind of Arjuna. The use of the word Rishikesha in this connection indicates that he knew everything. And the word Partha, meaning the son of Pritha of Kunti, is also similarly significant in reference to Arjuna. As a friend, he wanted to inform Arjuna that because Arjuna was the son of Pritha, the sister of his own father Vasudeva, he had agreed to be the charioteer of Arjuna. Now, what did Krishna mean when he told Arjuna to behold the Kurus? Did Arjuna want to stop there or not fight? Krishna never expected such things from the son of his aunt Pritha. The mind of Arjuna was thus predicted by Lord in friendly joking.
So by friendly joking, he could understand the mind. Actually, he could understand the mind of Arjuna. That's how he spoke, see Arjuna. Okay. Sorry, bro, read the purport. We'll pause here after this purport.
Purport. Lord Rishikesha, through himself the control of everyone's senses, was thus ordered by Arjuna, controlled just by his words. See how the Lord is controlled by prema. This is the implication of calling the Lord Rishikesha. Here is the significance of the word Ghodakesha. Akesha means Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva. Ghodakesha means Arjuna, who gives them Akesha, the experience of the sweetness of the Lord's affection, just as sugar, Ghoda, gives the experience of sweetness. Note, literally the word would mean he who is the sugar for Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Therefore, Ghodakesha refers to he who, by bringing Krishna under his control, gave Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva the opportunity to experience Krishna's sweetness. Where the Supreme Lord Krishna, the crown jewel, source of all avatars, being controlled by prema, followed the orders of his servant Arjuna, how could Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva, his merry expansions
as Gunavataras,
as Gunavataras, source of any of their powers? Instead, they felt that they had reached the pinnacle of perfection by manifesting affectionate feelings for the Lord themselves, inspired by Arjuna. The Lord of the spiritual sky, Mahavishnu, said,
Vijatmaja me Yuvayor Didrikshana.
I brought the Brahmana sons here because I wanted to see the two of you. Ghodakesha can also mean the Lord Isha of sleep, Ghodaka, the controller of the senses. Even Krishna, who is the direct controller of bhakti, become controlled by Arjuna's prema. Thus, Arjuna was able to conquer despicable Maya or sleep. He spoke in front of Bhishma, Drona, and all the kings. Through the word Pramukataha is compounded only with Bhishma and Drona. It refers to everyone. Thus, the meaning is putting his chariot in front of Bhishma, Drona, and all the other kings.
So here, Vishnu Chakravarti is bringing out, no? Guda Kesha. Kesha means bringing sweetness. Guda is a sweet. So he's bringing, so A means Vishnu, Ka means Brahma, and Isha means Shiva. So he's bringing sweetness to everyone, no? Like that, Vishnu Chakravarti is taking out that word. Okay. So, and also he gave the second meaning also. Gudaka means one who controls the sleep. Okay. So Baladev purport. Then what happened? Sanjay speaks. Gudaka means Lord of Isha, of sleep. Arjuna had conquered the sleep, the complete absorption, remembrance of beauty and qualities of his close friend, Shri Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Having been addressed by great devotee of Arjuna, Rishikesh, master of senses, Bhagavan, knowing the workings of Arjuna's mind as a master of the senses, including the mind, impelled by Arjuna, placed the most excellent chariot given by Agni, Rathottamam, between the two armies, facing Drona and Bhishma and all the kings, Mahikshitam. Then his Lord spoke. Oh Partha, see the Kurus gathered here. See, he said. Now wanted to see? Now see. The use of the words Partha and Rishikesha imply the following. Because you are a son of my father's sister, or son of Pratha, I indeed will be with you on the chariot. But just now, you are going to give up your desire to fight. He knows that. So what is the use of viewing the troops of enemy? He says in a joking mode. So that's why he said see. So when you see, you're going to cry. So what today is learning for us. So we should not try to see what things around, but we are supposed to hear to get the right knowledge. When we see what happens, we get carried away by the emotions of material emotions. Material emotions will always take us to wrong direction, wrong destinations. So we should not see, we should hear from authorized sources what we are supposed to do. So this Lila Krishna is doing by bringing Arjuna, and he's going to enlighten there also. Because he'll get an opportunity where Arjuna is going to cry. When he cries, then he's going to give counsel. So Krishna being the best of the counselors is going to give best of the advice. So we'll witness the whole Bhagavad Gita in that light. Thank you all very much. We'll meet again tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.